Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So today's video is going to be something that you definitely have probably seen a lot. You probably follow other creators who do this every week and you probably watch all of those videos, which is pretty much what I do because it's fun. But I've actually never done a video like this on my channel, and the biggest reason I don't is because I kind of felt like there were already enough creators talking about it in the makeup space. I realized there's kind of a blank space in the community for me to talk about new makeup releases because I'm going to be talking about Korean beauty, and I'm also going to talk about luxury beauty, and I'm going to talk about the stuff you see usually on Trend Mood, plus some indie stuff too. I'm just going to float from one Instagram account to the next, and then I'm also going to use some websites to help me with this as well. So pretty disorganized. I did not compile these screenshots in advance. I'm going to actually be taking screenshots as I go along so that I have something to edit into on this side over here. So now I'm not going to be buying all of this, but there's just, and I'm not going to be talking about everything either. I'm really only talking about things that really caught my attention. With that all out of the way, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some new makeup releases from all over the place. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is I'm going to start with looking on Trend Mood. One of the first things that I will talk about on my feed from her is going to be the new MAC lipstick formulation. Now, it seems like we're in an era where a lot of classics are getting discontinued and reformulated. Usually this is an excuse to shrink the product you're getting and raise the price. So it seems with MAC that the prices are going to be going up to $25 for their new matte lipsticks. However, I think the weight is actually going up. I believe it is going up by fractions of a gram, so at the very least we're not getting too terribly hit by shrinkflation. However, most people with a large lip collection are not usually panning entire lipsticks. Price just keeps going up. There are a lot of shades available. This is such an interesting looking formula. Now, unfortunately for me, the MAC store that used to be close to me did close. It got replaced by a store that sells men's ties, which is just so sad to me. I would have much rather had the MAC store, but I do have MAC counters I can access, so I do want to go and swatch these in store. I probably won't get these unless they're on sale for lipstick day or something. I'll be honest, I pretty much never buy MAC lipsticks at full price. They are sitting in my Ulta Loves list. I do really like the look of them. I do really want to try them. They do have quite a wide variety of shades, including one that looks pretty near black. They've got some purples, they've got some really bright pastel pinks. It does seem like they are preserving a pretty large shade range with this new reformulation, and a lot of their more well-known shades are going to be coming back. Not all of them, but most of them. So I think these are some pretty good options to pick from. So maybe if I am in the store and I get super tempted and I just want to buy it, I might walk out with one lipstick. We'll see. There is a new Makeup Forever foundation that caught my eye. Now, the shade range is very limited on both ends of the spectrum because there's not that many shades, which I don't really like that. I feel like, especially for Makeup Forever, they used to have a much more extensive shade range than they do now. So if I were to pick one, I think I'm gonna have to go for the lightest shade because it feels like according to the arm swatches, which I know are not always accurate, the jump from one N00 to one Y00 looks pretty enormous. So if I were to buy it, I'd have to get the lightest shade, I think, which I'm not that pale, but I guess I am now. I like the claims. I might get it if it comes in a mini. At the very least, it'll definitely be something I want to swatch next time I'm in Sephora. The next thing that caught my eye, and again, most of this is not things I'm going to be going out and running to buy full price. I'm not a new makeup review channel as much as I wish I was. Most of these things are probably things I'm going to buy at a spring VIB sale, or at the very least, I'm going to swatch it in store. Fenty Beauty is releasing new Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighters. These definitely seem very on trend. The packaging is very pretty. It does seem like I'm not seeing a full shade range yet, but I would love to try it, and the fact that Fenty Beauty is at Ulta does make it easy. I guess if I want, I could use my points. I am almost to 2,000 points again. That also was there, and that caught my eye as well. I like the look of it. This is a fantasy more than anything else, but I did really like that it said mattifying, transfer proof, high coverage luxury foundation. That checks so many of my boxes because I have found if I want high coverage matte foundations, luxury actually makes the best formulas. Legit, because for the longest time, one of my favorite formulas for high coverage from Korea was the Hera foundation. I don't have it anymore, mostly just because it was so old. I decided that I had a foundation refresh and it just needed to be tossed, but they did renew it and renew the packaging. I'd love to rebuy it again. But this is a fantasy foundation if ever there was one, and I know that the shade range of this is also really, really, really bad, but I will say I'm seeing some really, really great light neutral olive options for me on this list. I'm seeing some potential here, but there's no way I can afford this, but it's really tempting. This is checking so many boxes for me, and I feel like knowing this brand, I feel like I would probably like it. But this is the Sisley Phytotaint Perfection Foundation, and I do not see any world where I should be spending $125 on a foundation. I don't know, this is really dumb. Like, don't ever spend this amount of money on a foundation, but I will be honest, I feel like it has everything that I want, and looking at the arm swatches, I'm actually seeing a neutral olive option in here, which is so uncommon. So I'm thinking about it. It's been living rent-free in my head all week, and it probably will continue to live rent-free in my head for a very long time after this. Next, and this, oh my god. I showed this to my sister and she was like, I want you to get these now because I want to eat them. Every single person I've been showing it to was like, oh my god, I want to eat it. I keep showing them the Morgan Turner makeup reel of her cutting it where she like boings it, and it like, her editing is so funny. I've been showing it to people and I'm like, do you not want this? I want this. And everybody I talk to is like, oh my god, I want this, or I want you to get this. This looks edible. Like, what is this? This looks crazy. Not to mention the juicy, sheer, but vibrant stain. That popsicle stain, so trendy, very definitely an Asian aesthetic that it's inspired by. These are the Cooling Water Jelly Tint Sheer Lip and Cheek Stains by Milk Makeup, and if there was ever a product that was designed to pop off on social media for looking strange, this was it. And I've got to be honest with you guys, I want it. I have a Sephora Rouge gift card, and I don't know, man, I might just as well go ahead and waste it on getting all 4 shades. Like, I might as well just do that because I might as well. And it also has that watery, vibrant burst of color. It just seems perfect for me to put on my lips. I'm doomed. I can't stop myself. I'm buying one of these. Okay, next on the list that I wanted to talk about is the new Tarte Maneater Satin Blush Cheek Plumps. Now, when I first saw this, I legit thought it was the same thing. It had just been reformulated, or there were new shades coming out. I legit thought that I was seeing the same product twice. And then I read it's satin. So for those who don't know, these are the Maneater Blush and Glow Cheek Plumps. I have 2 shades. I got them from Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty when they went half off. So I have 2 shades here. And these were meant to have a little bit of sparkle and glimmer so that they actually had kind of almost a borderline highlighty glow when you put them on your cheeks. Now, despite being liquid, they actually dry down fully on the cheeks, and I was very surprised by this because initially I was not interested in them at all, but when I swatched them and I let them dry down on my arm, they dried down fully, no tack whatsoever, so I actually really like these. The 2 shades I deliberately got these 2 shades because they don't have glitter in them. So I also am failing to see the point of this existing because not every single shade in the Blush and Glow Cheek Plump range has glitter. And so they're marketing this as satin because it doesn't have glitter, but there are already pre-existing shades that don't have glitter. So I'm a little bit confused, but I can kind of see what they're going for. I feel like this has been a running trend with me with Tarte for years now, where whenever I see a new release, my reaction is something along the lines of, okay, I can see where you're going, but I'm confused. Like, this is pretty much always my reaction with Tarte. So anyways, I have a couple of shades from this range on my loves list in Ulta because I do actually really like the look of it. Particularly Hot Pink and Poppy are really calling to me. Knowing Tarte, they will go on sale, so I'm just gonna wait for them to go on sale. I'll probably pick up those eventually. But I did want to just mention those existed because, my goodness, I was confused when I first saw them. The ColourPop and Twilight collection. I completely missed the launch, and I was actually going to buy the 2 highlighters and maybe just one of the lip oils. Yeah, that didn't happen. I completely missed it. I am hoping that it restocks because I still really want the 2 highlighters. I've given up on the lip oils and the palette I've decided is a little bit probably too dusty for me. Plus, I don't really like ColourPop's shimmers. But I do really want the highlighters. I'm hoping those come back. I do really want to get those, so just throwing that out there. I was devastated. Like, I like cake and I like candy. I like Twilight. Like, those 3 things. Same vibe. I'm going to move over to Makeup on Your Radar. She covers pretty much everything, indie, whatever. A lot of things she covers that Trend Mood kind of forgets or slides right over, so I will start with her. Okay, so the first thing I really want to talk about is the Cryptian Cosmetics. This is a brand owned by Heyzhy. I actually am not sure how to pronounce this, but she kind of got more well known because she makes custom acrylic palettes. So as a brief example, I bought this from her. This is a Clionadh palette holder, and it's empty because the rest of my Clionadh shipment just arrived and I haven't put them in yet. But this is what I bought to house my current Clionadh collection. They will all eventually be filled. She definitely is much more well known on Chinese social media, like Xiaohongshu is kind of where she is definitely mostly more well known. But she did recently announce that she is starting a brand of her own, Cryptian Cosmetics. She's going to have a single, which looks to me just beautiful. This looks gorgeous, especially now that I no longer support Terra Moons. I need to get my fix from somewhere, so I definitely really want the single. And then she's also going to be releasing a palette. Now, the palette didn't necessarily scream to me, but at the same time, I still really want to try it. I don't know, part of me wants to try it mostly just to support her and to see what kind of formulas and finishes she's going for. At the same time, it didn't really like reel me in instantly. Like, it didn't instantly scream to me. I didn't instantly fall head over heels in love with it. So while I currently am planning on spending the money, I'm not necessarily in love with the palette. It's not necessarily my perfect color scheme. I do like it, and the swatches have been very clear and informative. But I'm definitely much more excited for the single than for the palette. Okay, the next thing that I saw is that Thrive Cosmetics is launching color mascaras using their very well-known and very much loved Extensions mascara, which I've actually never tried. They used to be sold at Ulta, and I was going to get the mascara from Ulta, but then they left Ulta, so it never restocked. I have seen amazing things done with that mascara, and so even though I don't have it yet, I have been wanting to try it literally since like 2018. So I think with these colored mascaras launching, it is a good chance for me to go ahead and place an order and try it. So I do think I want to try these. They are launching on February 9th. I hope they don't sell out instantly because I don't know if I can actually get them on release day, but well, maybe I might as well go ahead. I do really want to try the green and the purple at the very least. I love colored mascaras. I can never seem to find one that I actually really like. I feel like colored mascaras just, there's not any, and the ones that do exist tend to not be that great, and it just feels really frustrating when you're trying to find a colorful mascara and you're just not getting any headway at all. Like, I know Lethal released them, but they looked like they had no volume whatsoever. And the other thing is, I have black eyelashes. Colored mascaras have to be very volumizing and very pigmented to actually change the color of black eyelashes. If you have blonde or brunette lashes, it's so much easier for you guys, but if you have black eyelashes, it's really not that easy. So these look a little bit more promising. They do look, the promo photos do make them look like it's a very volumizing, thickening mascara, so it really does look like it has a little bit more promise. So I might as well just throw these in. And then next, okay, somebody needs to just ban me from Tom Ford forever. Like, I just need to like be told it's illegal to buy from Tom Ford because there is a new Cafe Rose collection. Now I don't care about the fragrance or anything, but the lipstick and the cream blush, oh my god, I want them. And it's such a waste of money, but I want them, and it's so pretty, and I don't know what to do with myself, and I want them. Enough said. Especially the cream blush, it's a new formula. I have the Valentine's collection from Tom Ford, everything except the lipstick. I still wish I could get the lipstick. The lipstick shade in this Cafe Rose collection looks beautiful. I want it, and I don't know what to do. This is the stupidest idea ever. Like, anytime I buy from Tom Ford, I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm being so dumb, but I can't resist, and then I get it, and I inevitably love it unless it's Dark Opulence. That palette can just go fly into the pits of hell. But I need help. I need an intervention. Teresa's Dead Style. Next. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about that has been sitting in my brain is the Lancome Idole tints. These are liquid eyeshadows. They can also be used on the cheeks. The shades they are releasing are so romantic and pinky and pretty, and I love that. They look so gorgeous. They actually have already launched on Ulta. I have every single shade in my favorites list. Every single one. Like, I can't help myself. I want them. I want them really, really badly, and I don't know what to say. I may end up buying one, but the reason I haven't gotten any yet is because I legitimately can't decide which one I want. They all look beautiful, and I wish I could get them all, like, to be on Lancome's PR list would sure be convenient right about now. They look lovely, and the idea of them being a little bit more buildable because they can work on the eyes and cheeks actually sounds amazing to me. I wonder if these might even make for a really good eye base for when I want to do warm or romantic looks. Like, it's calling to me. These, I don't know what about it, but that launch speaks to my soul. I wish I could get those so bad. We'll see. Okay, next. So this is interesting. I just thought I would just bring this up really quickly. Pat McGrath repackaged her primer. Now, for those who don't know, I actually really like her primer. It is actually one of my favorite primers in my collection, especially during the summer. I use it a lot. It is this primer right here. However, I will say my previous two, it always would happen where I would run low and I would think that I'm done, so it's time to open a new one, but then I would just push the pump a little bit more, and a little bit more would spurt out, and a little bit more would spurt out, so I could never really be super sure how much product I'm wasting when I toss it and open a new one. Changing it to the squeezy tube packaging actually seems really, really convenient because now I'm going to be able to get all the product out and I'm not going to waste anything. The screen, it says it's going to be $40. It's not too terribly more expensive than it used to be, so, and Pat McGrath does do sales a lot, so once I do run out of the one that I have, I will be happy to buy it in this new squeezy tube packaging. It'll just be so much less wasteful and it'll be so much easier for me to see how much I have left. So I welcome this repackaging. I don't mind it at all. Hopefully the formula didn't change, but I just thought I would mention that because it was kind of a stealth repackage. She didn't really announce it or anything. I'm not mentioning this because I'm going to buy it. I'm just mentioning it because I am interested in the brand in general, but Bella Beauté Bar did release a new purple tone palette, the Ultraviolet palette. Now, in another life, if I had more energy and way more money, then I would have bought it because I would have loved to compare it to the Flight. Oh my god, I need help. I don't actually remember what it's called. I would have compared it to the Flight Club palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. I would have loved to. In another life, if I had that kind of money, energy, and spoons, and time, and money, then I would have bought this to compare because this to me seems like an expanded version of Flight Club. Just totally reminds me of Flight Club. A lot of the purples in this palette are also a lot more red-based than blue-based. Screams Flight Club to me. I found Flight Club to be middling. It was middle of the road for me. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like purples have come a long way since then. And just in general, I do really want to try Bella Beauté Bar someday. Specifically, I really want to try the Bejeweled palette. It sold out. A couple of units were put back online, but then I was gonna buy it and then I just forgot, and then I woke up the next morning and it was sold out again. So I'll just wait for the next restock. I do plan on buying Bejeweled at some point in time. I do really, really want to try that. Maybe I may even go for Smoky Nostalgia. I'm not sure. That's a little bit of a big palette for me, but Bella Beauté Bar is on my list of things to try whenever I get the energy to, the money to, well, whatever. Hopefully I can. We'll see. Let's see what's next. All right, next there is an Unearthly Cosmetics Valentine's box. I am heavily debating buying this. However, I do find it a little bit annoying that I don't know what's inside. It's a lot of money for me to spend to not know what's inside. However, it is a pretty good value. I did get the Dreamer box. I saw what was inside and then I decided to go ahead and get the whole Dreamer box, and I will say I love the Dreamer box. I got it 20% off though. Admittedly, that helped to take the edge off things, I will say. I think I have some Unearthly Cosmetics rewards credit on my account, so if that applies to the Valentine's box, I may go ahead and get it. And I'll be honest, I actually really like the Unearthly Cosmetics new formulas lately. The soft rebrand that they went under was one of the best things I've ever seen happen in the indie community. I feel like her brand has had such a glow up. I actually really like it now, so I might get it. I really might. Moving on. I want this so bad. It is sitting in my Selfridges cart and my favorite shade in this already sold out and I don't know what to do with myself. This is the new SUQQU collection. When I saw the swatches of the quads, I was like, they look kind of weak. Doesn't look like SUQQU. But then I look at the promo pictures and I'm like, but I want it. So I don't know if I'm gonna get the quads, but I really, really wanted to get the purple liquid shadow. Sold out. It's gone. And SUQQU doesn't restock limited edition stuff, so I'm really bummed that I missed that. I did want the green too, so I may still go for that. My feelings got hurt by that. Like, I always underestimate how fast SUQQU's stuff sells out, and so, you know, the one thing I wanted the most is gone. But there are also two of the gradient blushes, the orange and blue one in particular. If I only had the coin to pick one, which is probably what's going to end up happening, I think I'm going to go for the orange and blue one. New formula of lipsticks. These are tinted, glossy, see-through, balmy lipsticks. Whoa, like, hello. I want those. So I have a couple shades of those sitting in my cart. I don't know. They look amazing. I mean, they just look amazing. I've already seen Alicia Archer do some lip swatches of them. They look so nice. I want them really, really badly. And then I saw Lexi Jong do lip swatches of them, and yeah. I'm hoping, and I have nothing set in stone yet. I do a lot of planning. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I enter in everything I want. I see what it adds up to. I start culling things from the list until I get everything within range of what I want, and then over the course of the month I will slowly buy things as I work up the ability to without feeling guilty as sin. Like, I have a very, very slow methodical process by which I buy makeup, so none of this has been purchased yet. I just have a lot of carts sitting in purchase purgatory, and I will either buy them or they will sell out from under me, and then I will be sad. So, but I do really, really like the looks of the new SUQQU spring collection. Definitely a high priority for me that I want to try, but we'll see. I mean, because like, it's not like I don't have a cart full of makeup I need to film with, right? Like, why am I talking about wanting new makeup when I have so much stuff I haven't used yet? Like, oh well. Okay, my camera crashed, so I don't know how much I lost, so I'm just gonna start on the Sinful Echoes. They released some new singles. The release date, I was gonna buy from it, but the release date just kind of came right by me when I was having a spell of about a week and a half where I really could not do much more than just like stay in bed for like 18 hours of the day, so the release date just kind of went phoom, and I didn't participate even though I had planned to. But I will say I've used their palette a couple times off camera. I've only filmed with it once, which is a travesty. It is a really great palette. So if you do really want to get the palette, I'd say go for it. I love that it is a handmade palette and the shadows are made in-house. It is not a private labeled formula, and it is priced very, very fairly, because I'm just going to put this into the public, and I'm just going to say this out loud. I am very tired of seeing indie brands have private labeled shadows that were made in a factory and then they price them as if they were handmade. I'm over it. I'm kind of over it, and I know a lot of people are too, so I'm just gonna say that. I was really hoping to do 3 to 5 looks with their palette. Didn't happen. I feel really bad. I really wanted to showcase the brand more, but in this video I'm just gonna say it right here that I do love their palette, so if you want to go on their Etsy shop and buy, if it's in stock, I'd say go for it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Next, I don't think I'm gonna get any of these, but my fantasy self would love to. Tom Ford is going to be releasing a new lipstick formula, Slim Lipsticks, with a satin finish. I don't know why, but slim lipsticks really get me. There's something about them being so slim, I just feel like somehow it just gets to me. And like, I'm probably not going to buy any of these, but like, wow. I just wanted to share that. Cool packaging. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and segue into using WZ Beauty, Wei Zhe. He is a Taiwanese makeup account who also does he posts a lot of fashion, a lot of luxury, a lot of modeling stuff too. I believe he's a model. I don't know if he's like a model on the side or if he's actually model as a career. I'm not sure which one it is, but anyways, he does post a lot of makeup sneak peeks, so I'm going to share a couple of them with you. So the first one is that Tom Ford oh my god, this terrifies me. Tom Ford is going to be releasing 2 new quads, 45 Iconic Smoke and 46 Ember Bronze, reformulation of the creme formula. Excuse me, but that formula was fine and did not need to be changed. I'm just going to say that. So that's what those look like. I love the looks of Iconic Smoke, and I am very tempted to get it and see what the heck is going on, if it's actually good or not, because why are they reformulating it? It was fine. Like, are they just reformulating it so that they can use cheaper materials and lower the quality? Is that what we're doing now? So I'm very tempted to pick up at least one of them to see what's going on. At the very least, maybe swatch it. I'm not sure. But this, I saw that and my heart just dropped. I was like, you have actually got to be kidding me, because I unironically love the creme color formula. It is definitely worth every single last penny. And if they've reformulated it and made it worse. Next, Burberry did release some quads. I'm just gonna put them up in the corner for you guys really quickly. In another planet, if I had the money and the energy, I definitely would have loved to buy one and test it out. The cooler toned one in particular definitely caught my eye, but I don't think I'm going to. But it is very cute, so those are the images for you if you are interested. I also wanted to mention I was so close to buying this, especially when I saw swatches. I was so tempted. I don't think I'm gonna get it though, mostly just because of the fact that I am not made of money, but dang, I was tempted. Like, I feel like plums are gonna be really trendy this year. Like last year, it was all about kind of slowly getting into more cooler tone neutrals. I feel like this year we're gonna really see some super desaturated, super cool shades. We're gonna start seeing a lot of really cool plums, desaturated deep plums. I feel like that's kind of gonna be the vibe this year. I just feel like it. That's gonna be it. And this Backstage eye palette from Dior kind of really sums that up. So in another life, I would have totally loved to get it. That dark purple just calls to me. But yeah, that was a thing. Next, I really want to jump over to Beauty Box Korea, and I'm going to use Beauty Box Korea to talk about some of the new makeup that has come out recently in Korea that has interested me. Some of it I'm planning on getting, others I just like to look at, some of it I've already gotten. I mean, so I will show you really quickly. So I like to go to Beauty Box Korea and I just sort by new and I just start scrolling. Ooh, Espoir released a new mint colored cushion. That's cute packaging. Clio is releasing some new Air Whip blushes. They're releasing them in new colors. I have 2 shades. Olive Young had a 1+1 deal, so I got 2 shades. They are very subtle. They're not super pigmented, so if that's what you're into, then I think you can go ahead and go for it. They are a matte formula. They are a very dry cream, like almost couldn't call it a cream. Definitely on the much drier side, but they are very matte. They blend out really well. They don't break up foundation. I do think they're really nice. If you want something that's a lot softer and you cannot over apply it, the Clio Air Whip blushes are actually really nice. So they are releasing some new shades in springier tones that are a lot lighter and softer. The lavender one actually seems quite nice, but it seems like it's a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't seem purple enough for me. There's not as much blue in it as I would like there, so I'm probably going to pass on these. But that did come out. AOU is releasing something new and interesting. So another thing that's been trending in Asia lately have been these like muds, and these are these matte cream potted products that are meant to work on lips or cheeks. So on cheeks they work as a matte blurring cream blush, and then on the lips they work as a matte blurring lip tint. And it seems AOU is releasing a new matte balm, which seems so interesting. So she's saying that it has the hydrating properties of a balm, but it's matte. That really has caught my eye, and the shades look so gorgeous. Like plum shades. These are super plum. I'm calling it. Plum is the color for this year. I have not yet tried AOU. AOU is a brand started by a makeup artist of a Korean girl group. I do not know off the top of my head which girl group. She started it with initially these tinted lip balms. That's how she got really popular. She also has a setting spray. I really want to try the lip balms. I just feel like it's like, how many potted lip balms do I need? Like, how many does one person need? I don't know. Especially because Dasique also has them, and I want all of them from Dasique and them, but like, I mean, I do not need that many tinted lip balms. But these are matte, kind of give me the vibes of the NARS matte lip balms, but these seem like they'll be more pigmented. I definitely really want to try these. These are going to be higher up on my priority list for sure. That is super cool. The next thing that I really wanted to mention is, let me see, where was it? I'm like trying to find it. FOXWAFFLES is releasing these new lip and cheek blurry pudding pots, and they have gone kind of viral in South Korea social media because they're releasing 30 shades, which is just insane. So they have a pink group, they have a neutral group, they have a coral group, they have a red group, they have a mauve group, and then they have 2 red groups. One of them is more cool red, one of them is more warm red. I really want to try these. Some of these definitely seem more designed for lips than for cheeks, but they all are meant to be dual purpose, and they are matte. And I saw Minsko do a video where she was squishing it, and it seems almost like doughy. Doesn't look quite like a pillow blush, like it doesn't squish quite like a Super Shock. It's even squishier than that. Like you can leave little crests behind as you lift your finger. It has that kind of texture to it, but it just seems so interesting. I really want to try it. Really do. So I definitely do think I'm going to go ahead and buy one. Beauty Box Korea is currently doing a 2 deal where they are about 19-20 bucks to get 2 as opposed to $20 for 1. The official price in South Korea, the one thing I've seen people criticizing it for with the official retail MSRP in South Korea is that it is quite expensive. So this deal on Beauty Box Korea, not so sure where they pulled it from, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and definitely gonna go ahead and get at least 2 to start with. And we'll see. Like I want these so bad. These seem so cool, and they are so trendy in China right now, especially these cheek and lip muds. Very, very trendy. Next is the Etude House Dear Darling Oil Tints. I don't think I'm gonna get any of these, but they certainly caught my attention. They seem really, really cool. The shades do look really, really pretty. I think if I was in another life, I would have wanted to get them. They are also on, I did see they are also on YesStyle. They have a couple shades that are much more intense, and then they do have 2 shades, red oil and pink oil, that are much more sheer, like just like a basic sheer lip oil. So I'll have a picture of the packaging up here. You can get them on YesStyle, I believe, if you want to get them. And then the next thing that I saw that I really wanted to try, I think I'm gonna call it here for Beauty Box Korea, just because otherwise this video could go on for hours. Pro 8 renewed the packaging of their gel liners. I don't know if the formula changed, but the packaging certainly did change. And they released some new shades. They released a new shade called Mute Brown that is a cool toned brown that does not read as black. For a while I had been using the espresso ink from Bobbi Brown, but I don't know why. I must have just gotten old stock. It has dried out on me. It's crumbly and borderline unusable. I had to use Duraline to refresh it today, so I'm definitely more than irritated by that. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get one of these. Packaging renewal in particular made it so that the cap now has a dip in it so that you can use the cap to disperse the product on the brush. Of course, obviously you want to clean the brush and clean the cap after you are done, but that's what it was meant to do, so that you can actually use the cap as a palette, which seems really, really cool and thoughtful. But that Mute Brown shade really is catching my eye, so I think I may go ahead and get one. I do, because I need to replace that stupid Bobbi Brown espresso ink. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get one of those. I don't have images for it, mostly just out of sheer laziness, but I also am interested in there's a new foundation from WakeMake, there are new tints from WakeMake, and then there also is a new primer coming from Seek, which I don't know, maybe we'll see. So those are also things worth mentioning. Esport also released new winter themed tints and cherry themed stuff. I thought about getting it, but then I kind of changed my mind. But yeah, all sorts of cool fun things coming. Noose also released some new mousse cheeks. I actually already have 2 shades in my collection. I will be doing a video talking about those as soon as I can. So just some other quick things I would mention. And then lastly, I did want to bring up one thing from China, just one thing. And it is from Dreamy. Now, for those who don't know, Dreamy Z is a Chinese influencer. She does really, really cool makeup looks. Her Instagram has been inactive for years. I suspect she is just more active on Chinese social media. I don't really know where she is. It's not like I use much Chinese social media. So unfortunately, I don't know. But she does have her own brand. Her stuff sells out very quickly. Everything she releases is limited edition. Once it's sold out, it does not come back. And she just released a new palette. It is being translated to Black Ash. I'm not super sure what the official English translation would be, but it has a beautiful muted blue and plum color scheme. Absolutely gorgeous. I definitely do want to get this. It's actually already sitting in my super buy cart. I did want to bring it up that this is being sold. If you do want it, then you will want to go ahead and get your hands on it sooner rather than later. Once it's gone, it's gone. She's not going to bring it back. And now that I have discovered her brand, I am loyal. I am going to try my best to keep up with her releases and buy them because, wow, I really, really like her formula. I wish that her brand was easier to get a hold of, and I wish she could expand and grow because, yeah, it's gorgeous. And so I think with that being said, that's going to be it. I had initially thought I was going to go as far back as December, but no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, one more thing I want to mention. That the brand Divaroon Cosmetics or Divaroon Cosmetics, I'm honestly not so sure how it's pronounced. They did post a teaser that they are going to be releasing something called the Garden of Gloom. I'm very excited to see what it will be. Moth in the Moon, if it's not already out of stock, if it's still in stock, it is not going to be restocked. Nothing from Divaroon Cosmetics is meant to be permanent right now, so if you want Moth in the Moon, get it while you can. I do actually have it. It is on my to film list. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I know, sue me, come at me, judge me, whatever. This is just the way my life has been. Garden of Gloom is coming at a later date. I am very, very, very excited to see what it will be. So far, the concepts and branding and theming behind Divaroon Cosmetics have been gorgeous. Bad to the Brow actually did design their logo. I just love it. I love seeing it. I feel like I'm very excited to see what they come out with next. So my voice is hoarse and I'm going to sign off now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna really try and edit it to condense it down. I did not realize I have been rambling my butt off for an hour. I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good night, everybody. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.